I don't know who you are. Positivity you. Who decided this motherfucker? Who the f decided this motherfucker?
I want to invite Kyle. Thank you for saying my name.
Kyle,
I know your guy. I know your guy and weird, but listen, I want to come to the room. I want to bring you a broom because Atlanta still won. You feel me?
Yeah.
However it go, young player, just know I rock with you two and I'm cheering for all of us. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to just say to young people out there, it ain't nothing wrong with expanding. It ain't nothing wrong with trying something else. It ain't nothing wrong, you know, with just giving, you know, having, you don't have to be always in the crowd. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, give a big bro a shot. If you don't rock with it, don't rock with it. But you know, I won, and I'm gonna win again, and I'm gonna win again, and I'm gonna win again.
Word with me, yeah, you know BT. Know how it go, shout out OCT. No real cap, call out what we see. Whole game ready, baller blitz on 3. No, you can't stand on your own 2 feet. I already know you can't ball with me. Come chop it up with the squad and me. They get a letter, they calling me. Baller alert. Baller alert. Baller alert. Baller alert.
Baller Alert, welcome to the Baller Alert Show podcast, available everywhere you get your podcast. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share our YouTube page, Baller Alert TV. One time for Revolt. I go by the name of Ferrari Simmons.
I go by the name, you know, BT.
OCT, what up?
Killer Mike in the building. Wait, my bad.
That is Killer Mike, 4-time Grammy Award winner. Killer Mike. Put some respect on it.
Do you feel a little different?
BT, I feel a lot different. I feel like I told y'all niggas.
You did.
Listen.
You did.
Absolutely.
I remember because we were talking about your album on the Baller Alert podcast. I want to say as soon as it came out, it was a very great masterpiece of music. I want to talk to Killer Mike, man. How long did it take for you to feel how you felt when you won those 3 for 3? You was 3 for 3.
Yeah, I was 3 for 3. I was sweet.
Did you feel like it was a long time coming? Because I know the first Grammy you won that was with someone else.
Yeah, it was with Outkast.
It's with Outkast.
Yeah.
These are yours.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm honored either way. I know, like, on the Outkast, they won, like, I won the tag along. I rapped my ass off.
Okay.
Right.
So I felt accomplished, but man, with each accomplishment, you just want to accomplish more. And you know, winning them on my own means something. I still got some goals. Like my rap group, Run the Jewels, we deserve a Grammy. Shouts out to my rap partner LP. He produced and rapped on this, so he gets one for this. But I want to come back and win 1, 2, 3, 4 or more as Run the Jewels. Like this is the beginning for me. Like this is a first solo album you've heard from me in 12 years, so I'm a brand new artist. I'm not who I was 12 years ago. I'm one half of a mighty rap group, and I've just opened up another layer, so it's 2 more Michaels that are in store. And I went back to work the next day.
Okay.
Yeah,
and you said you put up, you know, $500,000 for this project out of your own pocket.
Yeah,
your own money you used.
My wife was not happy about it.
Right.
She probably was like, what's going on?
Nigga, what's wrong with you? Like, at $250,000, she called me like, for real, like, nigga, you spent $250,000. This your hobby now, nigga. This ain't Run the Jewels.
Now, as being married, these type of decisions, like, you converse with each other. So how would that conversation go?
That went like, shit. How you catch that? You know what I mean?
But it paid off.
Yeah, she believed in me a long time, so I appreciate it. You know, you got to have believers around you. And you know, my wife has believed in me. My sisters have believed in me. My baby mothers have believed in me. You know, go back to high school, old lovers have believed in me. And I just appreciate everybody that ever believed, even if you don't take the whole ride together. Like, it's important certain steps your way. It was like, everybody got that baby mama sometimes you butt heads with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And man, I hug her as tight as I do all the others because, man, when I first wanted to do music, like, it was me and her. She believed. She loved music. We rap ODB whole first album to each other, and no matter how the personal things got in between fell apart, she was a believer. So she one of the people I call, like, we did it, nigga.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's dope that you was able to do that too.
Yeah.
And I know that was a great feeling, man. And I just loved your speech about Atlanta and how
Adamsville.
Like you was just so, you know, prideful about where you was from, and you just, you know, you made the city smile, man. Like,
man, we do. Man, listen, man, we got to plan a parade, y'all. We got to make. I ain't playing.
We got to.
We gave a parade to the Octavia biking. We gave a parade to our high school around here. We gonna because it's for us, man. I said just under a month ago at a Hawks game that me winning these Grammys would be, I was asked a question, I said, man, it'd be like the Hawks getting their first one. It'd be like the Falcons getting their first, it'd be like the Braves getting another one. Like the United doing it again, and I meant that. Like, this is for us. You know what I mean? I know I did the work. I got in the studio, I locked in, but this city has poured so much into me. People have believed in me in rooms I wasn't in, have said my name in high favor. And I want to celebrate it with y'all all. So we gonna figure something out.
Man, let us know we there.
Yeah, and I want to invite all the people. I want to invite the cool streamers. I don't know nothing about streamer. I want to invite Kyle. Thank you for saying my name.
Kyle,
I know your guy. I know your guy in weird. But listen, I want to come to the room. I want to bring you a broom because Atlanta still won. You feel
yeah.
me? However it go, young player. Just know I rock with you two and I'm cheering for all of us. You know what I mean? Because I think that, from a cultural standpoint, this is the center of the black world culturally. And however, whoever's winning, we winning.
Yeah.
So, I just want to just tell him that, like.
Yeah, I just blamed it on the Gen Z when I watched the video.
I ain't blaming it on nothing. Like, I love y'all. You know what I mean? If you ever get treated bad, I'm right there for you. You know what I mean? So I know how it go though. You know what I'm saying? When I liked Luke and the Two Live Crew, my mama was more into Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but I listen to both bands. So I'm gonna just say to young people out there, it ain't nothing wrong with expanding. It ain't nothing wrong with trying something else. It ain't nothing wrong, with just giving, having, you don't have to be always in the crowd. You know what I mean? Like I was a kid in the South. I listened to Ball and G. I listened to UGK. I listened to Luke. I listened to Poison Clan, the Dogs. I listened to everything out of Texas, the Ghetto Boys, Tommy Wright the III, coming out of Memphis. I listened to all South music. The only thing that made me exceptional rhyme-wise and different amongst my peer group at the time was I listened to East Coast music too. And I listen to Northern California music. So I listen to Hieroglyphics. I listen to Farside, out of LA. I listen to the Beatnuts. I listen to Gangstar and Gangstar Foundation. I listen to Wu-Tang Clan. So it gave me just enough edge. So when people say, man, how do you do it for 20 years? Stylistically, I've not been so married to something that I die with it. So I just want to encourage y'all listeners out there. As a kid, I listened to as much rock and roll as I did rap. I listened to Metallica. I listened to Led Zeppelin. You just heard T-Pain do a rendition of Ozzy Osbourne when he was with Black Sabbath. And you have to become culturally rich too. Like, I know the people that you watch and you like and that stream and you agree with them and they agree with you. That's a good feeling to be a part of that. But bring something else to the club. Be the person to say, let me turn you on to this. If you love Andre 3000, you should know who Portishead is. Well, why? Because Portishead affected Andre 3000 in 95, 96 in a way that radically changed the way he approached music. So you should always want to know what's the source of the source.
Teach him.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, give a big bro a shot. If you don't rock with it, don't rock with it. But I won, and I'm gonna win again. I'm gonna win again, and I'm gonna win again. I love y'all.
I wanted to say, I respect I respect so much how mentally sharp and articulated you are. Where did that come from?
Atlanta Public Schools.
APS.
Yup. Collier Heights Elementary, Frederick Douglass High School, and later Morehouse College. I want to thank all the teachers who meant so much to me, the ones I still talk to, like Mr. Murray from Frederick Douglass High School, who was my art teacher, and Shannon McCullen, who's Lil Yachty's dad, his art teacher. You know what I mean? I want to thank people like Miss Pritchard, who's the you
still remember all of these people?
Absolutely. I can tell you every teacher from every grade I had, because they made that impression on me. You know what I mean? Even the ones I didn't like, they gave me a challenge to say, I'm going to show you. I'm going to overcome this. So for me, yeah, absolutely.
That's important.
Yeah. So I want to give shouts out to Atlanta Public Schools, and just, I want to let the kids in particular at Frederick Douglass know that you guys are great, y'all are worthy, and y'all keep being a prime example of greatness in spite of obstacles. And I want to tell their rival, Benjamin E. Mays, y'all only as good as y'all rivals, so y'all got to keep sharpening each other.
Right.
Our current mayor went to Mays, but his right-hand man, Otis, is an Astro. So, y'all Raiders wouldn't be none without us Astro.
Man, you talking the talk over there. Now, but so who was Killer Michael growing up?
Man, you listen to the album, and you see it's right there. It's all in the album.
The way that the record is sonically, it kind of like feels like you're there almost.
Exactly. That's the one. Yeah, you're not as much as hearing the album, you're watching a movie.
Right.
Movie.
Yeah.
From the choirs that you have in there, like you even got a gospel record. It sounds like a gospel record to me.
Shed Tears with Mozzie.
Yeah.
So the curse words out, they still wouldn't let us get the gospel. What's that? We tried though.
Yeah.
I got to ask Lecrae, like, man, how I get in on the gospel thing? I stopped cussing.
Time for Lecrae.
I got to see if we got to have like one mandatory Jesus in there or something. But
okay.
I say Lecrae. Shouts out to my man Lecrae. This is the Godfather 1. And Michael 2 is going to be the Godfather 2, and Michael 3 is going to be better than the Godfather 3 was, because the Godfather, although people classify it as a gangster movie, my kids have seen it so much because it's a family movie to me. You get a chance to see Vito Corleone, who was orphaned become a man and raise a family. Now, he's a criminal and criminal things happen, but your granddaddy sold moonshine or crack, depending on how old your granddaddy is. But your granddaddy reformed his life, changed into a great man, and now your granddaddy one of your biggest. So for me, I wanted you to see the story of a 9-year-old boy growing up in a city that had just been plighted with the missing and murdered children, that crack had entered and changed the world, that his grandmother, all she knew was Jesus, so she clung to the cross and helped them. Now, I wanted you to see the movie of a black American kid who always heard you can, you must, you will, and then hear you can't, it ain't ever gonna happen for you, it ain't for us. I wanted you to see the story of obstacles overcome through baby mamaism, bad decisions, and through making right decisions and growing. And I wanted it to feel like a movie. I didn't want it to feel like I'm just hearing this song to turn up and then maybe I get another turn up record. I wanted you to be able to turn up within the experience. So whether, you know, most Dope Boy songs are telling you I sold dope on the baddest, my Dope Boy song just felt like a barbecue in the hood because it was with Spitter and 2 Chainz. And sometimes the Dope Boys not the villains. They just the dudes that made it, got a hustle going, and feed everybody once a month on Saturdays because you know they throwing their barbecue. You're going to get to see the cool car. So it's not all blighted. It's not all bad for black people. We smile. We love each other. You know, our mothers die. We mourn. We cry. And the next day, you know, we understand that we got to get up there. Never been a record like Something for Junkies where we talked about, you know, everybody got an uncle or aunt.
Everybody.
Now, who else? What other rapper? And again, like I'm talking to my homies who I listen to the music you listen to. I like it. But at some point, man, you know, you're going to have to come to terms with that. The real life hit you too. And my record is there for you. You know what I mean? So that's what I think ultimately. You know, there's some days where all I'm listening to is rap, and there's some days where all I'm going to listen to is John Coltrane's Love Supreme.
Yes.
You know, there's some days all I'm going to listen to is me and my wife riding around listening to Frank Sinatra, or we listening to Nat King Cole because we just cruised and we in love, and that's all we want to hear about. You know, so I want to encourage people to seek other musics that you may not have thought of because they represent your mood as much as, you know, turning up. And I
agree with that.
But I think that's why the Grammys is great because it you know, when somebody wins, you don't know them, you know, go explore that.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like watching a movie. And one of the records that I love is when I feel like you were speaking the terms that's really relatable when you said, yo, you tweaking, my nigga. Like really talking like how we talk amongst our friends. And I'm listening, I'm like,
itching and twitching and clicking, my nigga.
Yeah, like,
but it all went together.
Yes, absolutely.
But it all went together. And I heard you say in one of your interviews that Ray Murray was a part of the keeping it
the think
South.
Yeah, he gave us a challenge. He said it has to be Southern. It has to be distinctly Southern, and it has to be as cohesive as the Chronic. Yeah. And then he just walked out the room.
Right.
And me and Cuz like you looked at each other like, shit. Because that's a challenge. Because you got to meet the challenge when it's given. That's God speaking through somebody. But boy, that's a hell of a challenge to hear when you think you done made the greatest mixtape ever, and you're like, God damn, we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
You know?
And he coming and he's from the beginning. He's from the organized noise. You know, like you was talking about Outkast, Dungeon Family.
I always thought you were in the Dungeon Family.
I am. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am. What it was? And
Get me right.
What's crazy if you listen to Dungeon Family, you listen to Kendrick, you hear the beauty of influence. Okay. And then you hear Kendrick give me a shout out, which is the beauty of influence. And then you turn around and a year after bam, you look at me, I come and sweep. And it just shows you that perpetual energy, it don't stop. It just keeps going. Because Curtis Mayfield gave the Dungeon Family certain energy. And that's why the Dungeon Family could make you feel like a sample, even though it wasn't a sample. So what they learned from Curtis, they imparted on us. Curtis was big. The first sample on my album is a Curtis sample. And then they don't just give out samples like that. So it's just amazing how energy flows. You know what I mean? I just, I'm appreciative to be able, Sleepy Brown called me, like, hey, man, you represent us well. You know, like the Dungeon Family has never stopped being talked about. When you hear me, Future, Dre on a record, that's the Dungeon Family. That's a Dungeon Family record. You know, when DJ Paul is part producer, James Blake, and you know, you got YT on there, my man, No ID. You have that hodgepodge. You seeing something happen that only happens in the South. People cooperate and collaborate. They're not in so vested competition with each other. They want to see each other fail. So this record, man, is just a testament to love. It is truly a movie. So I'm glad you brought that up. So for people who may not get Killer Mike or may not know who Killer Mike is, it's a great place to be introduced to Killer Mike because I'm Michael. And I'd like to get to know you.
I just love, you know, just your energy and how positive you are just about just everything. And, you know, seeing you win that Grammy, well, those Grammys, I was like, man, like this is just amazing, you know, for the city and just how hard you put on. How long did it took you to record the album?
2.5 years.
Wow. Did you take breaks or you just like, all right?
Nah, we treated it like a job. Me and Cuz Lightyear. Cuz Lightyear
Time
is
for Cuz Lightyear.
an amazing A&R from here. And he's just my friend, like shit, 20 years. Like I met him coming right out of high school. It's just been a great relationship. He's one of the most talented artists I've known. And we had him at Master Appeal. We had a deal with him and Master Appeal. He put out a project that Paper Frank, who did the Gunna's album cover, shouts out to Gunna, shouts out to Frank, you know. They put together an amazing project. With this Cuz Lightyear had a design from him 2-3 years ago, and Frank's just an amazing artist I respect, and he was on Mass Appeal Records. Well, actually about 3-4 years ago, and me and Cuz were working on a mixtape. I was like, Cuz, we need to double you right back. You know what I mean? He had a record with Baby, it was amazing. Y'all check it out, so y'all like it. And in the middle of it, I had all these old records. I kind of started freestyle. So he's like, he was like, man, it's COVID. I was like, I really want to do my record, but I ain't. And he said, I'm gonna put my career on hold, and I'm gonna A&R your record, and we're gonna do this. And that's my brother.
That's love.
That's love.
That's love for sure.
And he did that, and you get to hear the fruit because it was just me and him in a room. We was the only ones, but from the first week, and we did it like a job because my godson had just been born. We went in Monday through Friday. We go in at 10 o'clock. Like we worked the day shift. I mean the third shift. We worked 10 to 4 in the morning, 10 to 6 in the morning, and we did that for 2.5 years. And we took weekends off. You know what I mean? Let people be with their families. And when I added that kind of structure and discipline in my life, the music got even better. I'd always did good music, but the music got even better and better and better. And that's we found our formula and we leaned into it. And we understood about a month in that what we aiming for is Grammys. What we aiming for is public accolades by way of making some of the dopest art possible. And we pulled the shit off. And we're going to do it again. We was in the studio after the Grammys the next night. I was in there with Mike Will. Shouts out to Mike. And, Honorable C-Note. Shouts out to C-Note.
C-Note, what's
up,
C-Note?
My man Taco and Wilder, who are from the production team that co-produces with Run the Jewels. So, yeah, the work don't stop.
I'm a big fan of how you love your wife. I'm happily married. And, I just know that, in the industry where people don't really highlight their significant other the way that you do. One time for Shay.
One time for Shay, big man.
Can you shed a little light on your wife? Where were you in your life when you met her? Like,
I was up. Fuck you, Tom. I was up.
How did y'all cross paths?
Man, we was at BT Sausage. She was. I think she was freshman. Like I think she had just started school. She wanted to be a nurse or something. She wanted to be like, wanted to be a nurse, and she was at the table, and her homegirl saw me. They were like, "Oh, Killer Mike, never scared." Actually, and her homegirl got excited, and she was, she was fronting on me.
She was fronting on you?
Yeah, but I ain't know her. Like, she really she's introverted and shy. Okay. She looked like one of them hot girls, but she really be chilling, man. So she eat at the end of the table. So I didn't know she don't like people playing with her plate and her food. She one of them germaphobes. So I reached in her plate and just grabbed something and just ate this piece of shrimp. And she cussed me out. Ooh. Oh, boy, she went off. And thankfully, I was prideful and egotistical at the time, but thankfully I wasn't on no nigga shit. I'd be like, bitch, shut your motherfucking mouth. I ain't just, what I'm saying? It just turned into damn miss. I was just trying to eat what I just played off cute, got out of there. But I never forgot what she looked like. She was this weird color brown. She had freckles. And I didn't know she was born a redhead. But her hair color was, I loved her.
How'd you find her then?
It's weird though. It's weird. I just remembered this girl was beautiful, but I never forgot what she looked like. Never forgot. And I had I was in a party, and she walked in the party. It was at Big Boy's old house. He was doing like a radio party to promote something, and I seen her walk in, and I was like, well, I'll be damned. It's the same girl. And seeing her, all these other girls walked in too. And the Atlanta scene is real social. It's just like I knew too many other girls. I'm like, I gotta get by myself. Like I had to get away from all the dancers gonna speak to you. So I just got in the corner by myself. And she saw me kind of by myself and was like, this not the same guy in the same energy. And she had asked her guy friends who she came with, who were like in radio industry guys, and they was like, Mike's a nice guy. You see, he's smart. If he attempted to take you out, you probably should go out. And against her better judgment, she did. And I'll never forget, she met me at the Athlete's Foot, I think, across from, because she was bringing me, I think, the obituary for Camouflage, God bless the dead, the Savannah rapper.
Damn.
And
Flage's dad.
Yeah, Flage. Shouts out to you. Man, congratulations, young lady.
Yes.
But I never forget. She brought it to me, and I seen her, and I remember those eyes. And to be honest, like I remember the tits. And then when she walked to leave, I said, "Damn, she got an ass too." So forever.
Hey, that's how men really.
Yeah, like she was in my phone as nice tits, like
Oh my God.
When I went to visit her the first time, I realized I was dating a girl in the back of the apartments that she had lived in, and she was like, I remember pulling up on that girl later, like, look. It's been nice. We done had some great times, but I ain't even gonna probably call you no more.
So you said it's over.
So you broke up with everybody and kid do with Shaq.
I can't say I broke up with everybody, but that girl, I wasn't gonna be pulling up at your apartment. Like I wasn't gonna be the apartment nigga. I wasn't gonna do that. But I just I loved her, and I still do. And Ozzy Osbourne put up something a few days ago where he was like, talking about his wife Sharon. He said sometimes I love her, sometimes I hate her, sometimes I'm jealous of her. He just had a pour out of emotion, and that's really what it is for me. Like that's my dog. Mm-hmm. She has. I remember my mom saying to me one time, she was like, "Why wouldn't you ask me?" And then she's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." And I was like, "What?" This is my mother. She said, "Because you only trust your grandmother and Shay like that." In that particular way, and it's funny. Her and my grandmother both Geminis. They can be incredibly sweet or incredibly mean. You know what I mean? But that's my girl. That's my dog. That's my partner. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell the dancer, baby, if you want me, I want you too. Just go work it out with her.
What made her the one for you?
I don't know if I could tell you that. I could break the spell. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just a feeling you have.
Yeah, it's just and
can't describe it.
Yeah, and I believe I believe that that love is a complex thing. I still love all the children of my mothers. I mean, the mothers of my children. I love them, like sincerely love them. I ain't trying to take nobody from their man, but if they need, I'm there. But you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But her, it's just, man, I can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of it. I done tried. She done tried, and here we go. BallerAlert. Hey, what's up? It's that boy Killer Q from the Ville Killer Mike. You're now tuned in to BallerAlert show on Revolt.
Now, I remember during COVID, it was a lot of stuff going on in Atlanta, and they called you and Tip to go calm the city down.
Oh, you mean that was the riots? Yeah,
the
riots. Yeah, 2020.
And I always love the way you articulated yourself, just in every situation that I've seen you in, and I definitely look up to you just as a man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
You ever thought about, running?
I'm trying to lose a little more weight, so running. Shouts out to Al and Fit Effects.
No, I'm talking about running for mayor.
For office. Yes. I just won 3 Grammys. I'm trying to go on a run. Right. I'm trying to go on a 10-year music run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you never thought about it at all?
Nah,
but your daddy did call you a leader.
Yeah, he did. My father did.
You are a leader, dog.
And I recognize that. I think that this is, I'm called to do what I'm called to do. And my grandmother told me, you do what you're called to do by your community, because that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. And I get that. And right now in my life, I'm much more comfortable supporting the dynamic series of mayors Atlanta has had. Each mayor has brought a series of nuance that's improved the city, whether it was Maynard with city contracts and the involvement in the Black Dollar, whether it was Andy and getting the Olympics here and again expanding the Black Dollar, what Shirley's been able to do to reorganize the city's water system, what she's done, what Kasim did in terms of partnering with the state and doing things that hadn't been done in over 40, 50 years, bringing income here, keeping Tyler Perry here, what Keisha did, you know what I mean, in terms of just bring what the waterworks opening and beyond at the West Side Park, what she's been able to do, and putting a pause on overtaxation and old people keep their house on the West Side, what Andre's now doing now in terms of homelessness and affordable housing. All these mayors have brought something. And since Andy's ran when I was 5, my grandmother had me knocking on doors with her. I've supported Atlanta's mayors, Atlanta City Council. You look at Antonio Lewis as a city councilman down there in the same area that Thug is from now, and some of the innovative ideas he had, like giving out those free gun bags and safes. So when you leave your firearm, you go into the Waffle House, you might leave your firearm, and then little boys break your window. Next thing you know, they got a dangerous firearm. Lewis was pushing a measure that would use a gun bag the same way in my car. You can't steal it. It's just he gonna have to take the whole car, the whole seat with him. That's a genius idea. He knows that because he grew up in that corridor. So my thing is, I'd rather right now in my life be supporting those type of candidates, supporting the mayors we have, supporting the city council, the Chamber of Commerce that's doing right by us. Because I would only be a distraction right now because I still like singing and dancing and smoking weed and going to the flame.
And that was my
Wait.
I mean, yeah, facts.
Ain't nothing wrong with the mayor going to the flame.
Well, I'm not gonna go to the flame while I'm mayor. Just while I'm mayor. Just while I'm mayor.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to get some wings.
I'll be like, let me get the 4 years. I only do day shift right when they open to get my wings out of there.
yeah.
But you know.
But that was my question. What brought you back to, making this project? Because, you were, like you said, like the Dungeon family and all that, you had a career prior. And then it seemed like you became like a super entrepreneur. You had the barbershop.
Isn't it one? One is in State Farm?
You can't forget this little thing called Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels is a rap group for the last 11 years has been one of the most successful touring rap groups in the world. Run the Jewels 1, 2, and 3, and 4. R2J4. We've been compared to groups as vast as Outkast, groups that have the longevity of 8 Ball and MJG. We've been said to be a rap group operating in the rock and roll world. We play 100,000 people at Glastonbury and over in the UK. We pay on average 40 to 50,000 people at things like Pitchfork Festival. So I was good.
Okay, so you never stopped.
I never stopped. I'm nigga rich. I'm good. Don't nobody cry for me. I suffered the first 9 years of my career figuring out who I was.
Okay.
I met LP. We produced and put out rap music 12 years ago from William Street's Records here, which reinvented who I was. That led to a group called Run the Jewels that for the last 11 years been dominant on the touring, rap charts. We've had a number 10 record come in terms of Billboard. We've been number 1 on rap. So I've never not had a career. I just ain't been with my people.
Okay.
You understand? I said, I know you love me running the Jewels, but these my nigga flows. I said that because I had been absent from y'all. But nigga, I'm back. I brought a broom.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so what kept me going was the fact I never stopped.
Okay.
My greatest talent has just been consistency. Just keep showing up. Get up and show up. If I could have this attitude toward the gym, I'd be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Lord knows I'm trying to develop it. But you just keep getting up and keep rapping. So what happened is Run the Jewels we've had a successful 4-album run. Again, we did 16 shows in 4 different cities. We did New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and LA. We did all 4 of our albums every night. We did a different album every night. Every show was sold out, including the Eastern in Atlanta. So again, I'm good, y'all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I say rich, a nigga rich for real, right? But I understood right when I was making rap music, if you don't want to have to do what others want you to do, you're going to have to learn to become an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I bought my first barbershop over the internet. My wife told me I was crazy and then talked to me for 2 weeks because she said you should have let them go out of business and just when they got space. She's always been a business savvy woman. We now have 3, including one in Phillips Arena. State Farm Arena. And we're broadening to 3 more in the up and coming year. And what we really have is a brand masquerading as a shop because the swag shop sells hoodies, we sell deodorants, we sell soaps, we sell a bunch of things that men don't want. I don't want to have to leave the barbershop, go to the beauty supply store, men want it all right there. My wife could shop all day and everything in the same store. I like getting everything in one store.
One stop shop.
So we found a formula that helps us. So that real estate development, I knew that I was on the west side. I knew that was 4-mile drive into downtown or walking in downtown. I knew that made sense. My grandparents had owned a house. They never sold my grandpa's house. They always had some income. I said, how can I maximize and do that? I got a $60,000 check out of nowhere one time when I bought our first property. That door has grown into multiple doors now.
Did somebody teach you about the real estate game or you just...
I was a dope boy named Fat Steve when I was a kid. And I had seen him, and there was a man named Big Oomp who's brilliant here. Who owns a little record company y'all might have heard of. And he did it. And my art teacher, Mr. Murray, who now teaches his kids to grow food, would tell us you need to buy around. So black folks ain't crazy. And I didn't have to find no internet guru. Y'all stop giving these niggas y'all money to give y'all advice. Y'all can find yourself. All you got to do is put a little work in. All you got to do is be willing to stay up a little later and weed. I see Shayna do it all the time. She'll hear about something, she'll go investigate it, she'll go read it, she'll teach me about it, you know what I mean? There's stuff I go investigate on my own, but stop giving people money trying to do it the faster way. Sometimes you just gotta do it. You know what a house rent for, depending on its condition. Get something. Get a duplex. Live on one side, rent the other side. So just common sense brought me to it. And then I just start, and then as your money grows, you take advice from people you've seen do it well, you ask them. So whether that's Big Boy, who's been amazingly smart with money, Shaquille O'Neal, people like that, they start talking about investing. You start.
What was some of the advice they gave you?
Man, invest, and find a sound financial person, not somebody who's trying to give you a return in 90 days, and make the long-term 20-year investments. You buy stocks, you buy bonds. You don't look at them for 20, 30 years. You're planting a seed for a tree that's gonna grow. You might not never get to see, but you gotta live. I'm gonna tell you the first thing all of us can do: live at or below your means. Get a monthly budget for yourself. What's my budget? My budget, I average about $20,000 a month at one point. So I know I got to make $250,000 a year just to meet bills and budget. So you start to say to yourself, shit, boy, I might not need to goddamn do this goddamn Nobu tonight. Boy, that's $1,000 I don't want to go over. And for you, what you be saying is, man, I don't think Spondivis is going to do it for me tonight. I need to save this $300. You know what I mean? Shout ain't going to fuck anyway.
You was wasting money.
Ladies, that's y'all too. Them niggas ain't gonna give up that meat. Y'all don't.
They got some good crab legs over there.
That's advice for Valentine's Day coming up.
Do something, man. I remember me and Shay was on our ass. I was, we still kind of dating, so it was like, it was a few $1,000 show period. But man, she laid out a blanket. And she had made a picnic for us, and we did it was so sweet. Called like this poor girl. I could have took her to the steakhouse, and she just did a picnic right there in the middle of like an extra bedroom of her place, and I've never forgotten that.
Oh, that's
nice.
It was absolutely one. So I'm gonna just tell people out there, it's cool to buy stuff and to have expectations and stuff, but just do something nice for each other. Write each other a letter. Prepare food for each other. You can a bottle of perfume and a bottle of cologne. Set a budget for yourself. Say we only gonna spend $150 on each other. You know what I mean? And that way, I heard 50 Cent talk about his grandfather and his grandmother. My grandparents were similar. He said his grandfather just brought the check home to his grandmother. He said, "God damn, his grandfather, you crazy, man. What you doing? You just giving all your money." But if a woman it's like Proverbs, was it Proverbs 31, 10 through 31, talk about a virtuous woman, the type of woman you want. A woman see the money, she know the budget in her head already.
Yeah, she gonna maximize.
You get what I'm saying? So if you say, well, we gonna do 200, I know I got 200. She ain't gonna let you take her to no place crazy. She gonna be, she gonna say, well, if you like the perfumes, these are 3 perfumes I like. The most is 83. And that's what you really moving like a couple. You in a relationship. So, if that if that ain't how she move, fuck her. For real. It ain't no other way about it, because you got to take care of yourself. And if she not moving that way, she not going to move like that long term.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? She not going to move like that long term. And you want somebody, or if you just fuck it off, just fuck off. You know what I mean? But don't, that money matter, man. That money matter. That matter a lot more than people want to.
And a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Yeah, you don't think it matters till you need some. And if y'all not locked in like that together, where y'all can say, man, we're gonna budget this so we still gonna have a good time. You're gonna have to get creative like that. Then don't waste each other's time and money.
So wait,
go ahead.
I just wanted to keep on track. We was at the entrepreneur. You had the barbershops, then you said the
we got
real
Bankhead
estate
Seafood opening.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Tip bought 50-year restaurant Bankhead Seafood, Miss Helen Harden, and Crystal Peters and Shayna Render, my wife, have done an amazing job at bringing that to fruition. The old building is now a brand new building. If you drive down Donnelly Highway, I think it's 1665. But
I was gonna say that need to be like a grandfathered in location.
We down there. And we serving alcohol. You'll be able to get the Run the Jewels beer there. A lot of you guys don't know Run the Jewels has a spirits company you can buy and have our stuff shipped to you. But our beer is gonna be served there. It's an excellent menu. We even got some for y'all vegans. I don't know why y'all don't eat no fish, but we got you. We got you, my nigga. I promise. And I want y'all to enjoy it. And I'm not trying to do everything. I'm just trying to do all the things I ever wanted to do.
And then where did Greenwood come in?
Greenwood. So Greenwood is a fintech firm. It's a banking platform. And what it does is it partners with banks that are regional or smaller and willing to have trust in the working class folks who may not have had the best credit, folks who are first timers. And they just resource them to get them together, and they having some other opportunities now in terms of opening things to help people understand financial literacy. They've partnered with an employment firm. Ryan Glover and Paul Judge the spearhead of that, and you guys probably should have them come in and talk about it, because Ryan's a kid from Oakland who went to Howard University, landed in Atlanta, helped start Noontime Records, came out of the record industry, created Bounce TV, sold it for lots of money, and then decided he wanted to help people understand finance and help the unbanked be banked. And I think he's a hero.
We would love that.
Yeah, fine.
Together.
You set that up. I get with Bear or
Okay.
shoot.
Yeah,
whoever.
I'll get you.
Okay.
I'm always gonna be here making music in some capacity, and I understand life get to be, but I try to make music that's reflective of that. So I would encourage people, if you've never heard some records, you say, man, well, what was he doing before Run the Jewels? Man, go listen to God in the Building 1 and 2. When I was rapping to convince myself not to stop rapping. The passion was still there. The mixes are just better now. And I understand how to make even better record, but yeah, just don't stop whatever your dream is. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to understand that, man, I make music out of a place of truth and reality at that time. That truth and reality might be different 10 years later, but I want to see where I was at that time, so I had that musical record. So, everybody get a journal. Write down how you feel now. Push forward. If nothing else, I just want to know I help inspire somebody. Whether that was through talking in an interview, whether that was through music, or whether it's through my show, Love and Respect. I got a talk show myself. We got 23 episodes up on PBS. You go to PBS, type in Killer Mike. It's right there. Look for more of those to be coming out this year. We won an Emmy for that. We won a regional Emmy for that. So I won an Emmy last year, and you can't say, man, wait around for everybody to clap and applaud. You got to move on to your next thing. My next thing was accomplishing the Grammys. Yeah. We just did a suite. I'm gonna sell a lot of brooms, and I was back in the studio the next night.
So when is the celebration in Atlanta? When we gonna do the celebration?
I've heard I've heard we putting something together, and y'all got to be there.
We got to be there. BallerAlert's gonna be there.
Do you encourage other artists to put their own money up to see their dreams through?
No. Okay. That is the craziest shit you could do, and you're gonna have to do it at some point.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to do it?
You're gonna have to. At some point, you're gonna have to take a risk on yourself, and that doesn't mean that's a thousands of dollars risk, but that means that you find a funky little venue to rent for a few hundred, and you make it look like something, and you figure out a way to give people something free to drink, and you put 100 to 300 people in a room. Yeah, absolutely, it means that. It means that when you start making some money, before you buy the jewelry, you figure out how to expand whatever you need, and it means you pay the people around you too once you start to grow. So yeah, you're gonna have to spend some.
BallerAlert!
Hey, what's up? It's that boy Killer Kid from the Ville, Killer Mike. You're now tuned in to BallerAlert show on Revolt.
Now, how many text messages did you have after you wanted to
I know your shit was going crazy, bro.
Back. Mr. Tyler Perry to my cousin Perry, who in jail in Perry, Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
He probably in there bragging like, man, my cousin won a Grammy.
I mean,
it's amazing how things change with trophies come into play.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
A lot of people don't like it, don't like the Grammys. They say, we need our own and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's still important to some musicians, like even myself, to have a Grammy.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, because there's other people who do what you do. It's like, man, it's being applauded or loved by your peers. Getting nominated is an amazing feat. I ain't gonna lie and say I didn't want the sweep. I wanted the sweep, and I'm thank God for the sweep. But with that said, I still ain't got my BET awards. I still ain't got my Essence awards. So I still want to pick up some awards. Like I ain't
it's coming.
Yeah, I'm
coming.
not mad at being recognized. Like I want to, the greatest tragedy of Van Gogh's life was he died before the world realized who he was. I don't want to die and everybody be talking good about me after I'm dead. I want y'all to come to the party where the broom's gonna be.
Yeah.
For real. So remain ambitious and hungry and a dog about it as an artist. Absolutely. Now to win these things it's a matter of work. Because just because the artist dope and even just because your audience like it doesn't mean everyone's seen it. Like I get why what do they call them? IROC Z, the Z millennials, the Z, all my niggas at Z's out there. That ain't old. Let me tell you something, man. I understand what it's like to turn up, have fun, ball, but boy, when your mama die.
Yes.
Oh man, when your mama die and you ain't got a song to fit that, man, Big Bro got you something because my mama died.
I couldn't even listen to that song that you made.
Man, it's called
Motherless.
Yeah,
I couldn't even listen to it.
I made my man Harold, who's an amazing writer, my man Harold say, you're not rapping. I was like, what you mean? He said, you're a bluesman. you're talking about working class people's life, and that's a responsibility. So
that's a responsibility.
You preaching on the record.
I tell all the homies, man, like I put something on here for you. Now you might not be ready for it now, but when you need it, it's gonna be there for you.
Listen, I was listening to the album on the way here too, and Motherless came on. I just recently lost my mom, but I could not listen to it because I didn't want to ruin my makeup. I'm like, I can't listen to this right now, but you are preaching on there, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you too, man.
Kendrick said critics want to mention when hip hop was rapping. If you did, Killer Mike will be platinum.
Hey.
Do you feel like the Grammys got it right?
Man, we helped prove them right. You know, and I say, you know, if I was a Kendrick fan, I'm definitely gonna be like, man, let me see what shouted, because he influenced. Like for me, man, when I hear one of the people that I look up to, love, and adore reference something, I used to write it down. I used to have to go to the library or go to the encyclopedia. Now you can just put it on my phone. I want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear that. Like I didn't. When I could tell who was really into music when Kanye started working with Mike Dean, and I seen the kids that pop up and said, Mike Dean, didn't he used to rap? They say used to, like doing that stop. They say with Scarface. I said, oh, he like me. That's a little music nerd. He read the credits. He want to know where they're from. And then it was like, you look at Scarface's Tiny Desk that everybody's going crazy about. Right there next to him is Mike Dean. Yep. They've been partners, and for 30, 40 years. That's what's amazing. Like, there's such a richer tapestry if you're just willing to dig deeper. If you're just willing to get curious. That's all I want people to do. Get curious about art. Don't just say, well, this is the art that I'm being told is it for now, and we're a part of this artistic moment. But what drives it? What has inspired the artists that I admire? Because I guarantee if you do that, you become a richer artist yourself.
Question before we get up out of here. When Killer Mike's having a bad day, because we all have bad days. I had a bad day yesterday, actually. What do you do? Who do you talk to? Somebody? Do you have a therapist?
My grandma say talk to the Lord. How about the wife?
So when you're having a bad day, like what?
My wife made me go start seeing a therapist. It's pretty cool. I give you that. Tony Soprano, marijuana and therapy. You know what I mean? I watch Tony Soprano because I can identify with the character. Okay. You're trying to keep it all together. You know, marijuana. I think it helps with my anxieties, and ultimately, my grandmother told me, which is essentially just a form of self-meditation. So I meditate to quiet my mind. You know, I use Amos to just be quiet. And I talk to God, because God's in you.
Yes. God's
not separate from you. God's all around you and covered you and in you. And sometimes you just have to get quiet and just talk to the God that is in you. I encourage you, there's an old guy back in the 70s and 80s called Reverend Ike. My grandmother loved him. My grandmother adored him. And my grandfather thought it was because the nigga dressed fancy, had good wavy hair. My granddad had a wavy hair too, light skin, or Reverend Ike with dark skin and all. After I got older, you know, because my grandmother, she would drag us along in church, but she was very quiet about her like of Reverend Ike. But I would start watching this stuff on YouTube, and the same stuff that the people who go on the talk shows, they charge you a bunch of money for their books, that white folk, right? Same stuff we buying from these white folk, God bless their soul. Reverend Ike, we giving you for free. You just go on YouTube. When he talks about the reality of God is that God is in you, and prayer is prayer is an active thing. You pray, you work, you move, you strive, and he talked about that, and he talks about how innately you have to manifest things out of your mind. So I talk to God all the time. I get prayers answered on more days than not. I could have a bad day, and the next day, man, here the Lord is, and it was meant for me to suffer that bad day, that I might appreciate the good day. You know, if you read the story of Job in the Bible, you know, Job was a man who was spotless, who was seamless, you know, in terms of he was tight for God. And the devil told God, you know, he only liked that because you ain't never let me put my hands on him. You ain't never let me lay him down. And I promise you, if I get a chance to put my hands on him, he'll deny you. You know what I mean? And Job stayed faithful through all the suffering, through the loss of his family, the loss of his fortune. He stayed, and God restored him, you know, and God gave him peace. So for me, I just figure, you know, bad days are going to come, and I should appreciate them like I appreciate the good days, because God's always with me.
Amen.
Amen. Man.
Now, you won all the Grammys, and you're on a run right now. Yeah. What's next for Killer Mike?
I guess they'll send me to the next interview. Hopefully we get lunch. Yeah. But I'm back in the studio. I'm working.
Okay.
Michael 2, Michael 3.
Michael 2 and Michael 3. This needs to be a movie. Like, are you gonna turn this into a movie?
Man, let me
because that could be the Oscar. Because you on your way to an EGOT.
Yeah,
that's how I claim it. See, give it to
yes,
me.
come on.
Listen, I want to
do.
I want to do a movie one day. It'll happen one day. But you know what I really want to do in the immediate? I want to do a play.
Okay.
I think this built for Broadway.
Yeah. Well, you know the right guy.
Come on, Tony.
Yeah. You know the right person. They just
know the right guy.
You go for Tony. Okay. All right. I would love that. But we appreciate you for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
We're so proud. We're so proud of you.
Yeah.
The city's proud of you. And I just love listening to you because you teach every time you say something. You are preaching.
Well, I'm always learning too. And I just want to say, man, I want to thank Senator Raphael Warnock. He called and prayed with me out of nowhere the other morning. And I just want to just give you some of that positive prayer because I know how hard it is to lose a mother. And just know that you will be in my thoughts and prayers. And although physically we go, the manifestation of her energy never will, because you are absolutely glowing. You're a radiant, class, regal, active woman. And it's a pleasure to be in your presence today and be with her legacy. So thank you.
We appreciate it. Hold on, before we get out of here though, we got to do a pep talk real quick with Killer Mike. Here's a pep talk.
Hey, what's up? It's Killer Mike, Killer Kill from the Ville, aka Mr. Sweep Your Room like your grandmama's new broom, man. 3-time Grammy winner here, and I'm just here to say, even when the days were dark, I kept pushing. And it's really, really, really a very, very, very short statement. I can, I must, I will. I can do this. I must do this. I will do this. Whatever your this is, I can do this. I must do this, and I will do this. I can, I must, I will. Love and respect.